Along with a number of our colleagues, we have arrived at the resilient Kharg Island. God willing, life is continuing and oil exports are proceeding without any problems, and we have not seen any specific issues here. Security is completely established on the island. The valiant employees of the oil industry are also busy carrying out their activities on this island. What I can confidently tell you is that our armed forces are committed and sworn that if any aggressor violates this Iranian island, they will certainly face the harshest response and will not return alive.
An Iranian missile strike is now being described as having sliced through one of America's prized flying radar assets. Iran's revenge has now reached one of America's most critical airborne command assets, raising fears of a serious blow to U.S. surveillance. Reports say the E-3 Sentry AWACS, a high-value aircraft often treated as a core command and control platform, was reduced to burning wreckage at the Saudi base. The Iranian strike appears to have turned Prince Sultan Air Base into a scene of major destruction, with multiple aircraft reportedly damaged. And it may not have been only refuelers that Donald Trump lost, because damage to a key E-3 platform could shift the air war's balance. Fresh details are now emerging about Iran's attack on Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, as new reports attempt to assess the scale of damage caused by the March 27 strike. Iran's March 27 strike reportedly destroyed U.S. aircraft that could cost more than $1 billion to replace, making it one of the most serious claimed losses linked to the attack. The same strike may also have destroyed 3 stratotankers valued at around $80 million each, according to claims cited in reporting by Dropsite News. Photos that surfaced online reportedly appeared to show a destroyed Boeing E-3 Sentry at the Saudi Air Base, fueling speculation about a major blow to U.S. airborne command capabilities. According to those reports, the fuselage of the command aircraft appeared torn open and badly burned out, suggesting extremely heavy damage from the strike. Notably, the United States E-3 fleet is already considered strained, with only about half of its aircraft believed to be regularly available for active missions. Reports also suggest that the U.S. has only around 16 E-3 Sentry aircraft remaining, making any single loss especially significant for operational planning. The Iranian strike is also said to have hit as many as 6 KC-135 stratotankers, with reports claiming that 3 were damaged and 3 were destroyed. If confirmed, the strike could significantly affect US AWACS operations by weakening airborne surveillance, command coordination, and long-range threat tracking capacity. The spokesperson for the Iranian parliament also made a major claim about Kharg Island on March 28, portraying the strategic island as stable despite growing concerns over possible US action. Ibrahim Rizoi said that life has returned to normal in Kharg, according to reporting linked to Fars news agency and other Iranian media coverage. Rizoi added that Kharg Island is in complete security and said Iran's armed forces remain fully ready for any possible escalation around the island. He also warned that any aggression against Kharg Island would be met with a decisive and irreversible response, underscoring Tehran's attempt to deter any direct assault. Rizoi's remarks came amid reports of a possible US ground operation involving Kharg Island as Washington weighs options in the conflict. Notably, the United States is deploying troops from the 82nd Airborne Division to the Middle East as part of broader contingency planning for the region. That deployment has raised fears of a possible ground operation, especially as military preparations continue alongside a pause in some energy-related strike options. Reports say Iranian forces have already started laying mines and moved additional troops and defensive assets to the island in anticipation of a possible assault. Iran has reportedly been laying traps that include anti-personnel and anti-armor mines, making any attempted landing operation significantly more dangerous. Kharg Island is crucial because it reportedly handles roughly 90% of Iran's crude exports, making it a vital node in the country's economic survival. Reports have said the Trump administration has considered the island seizure as leverage tied to reopening or securing the Strait of Hormuz.
Along with a number of our colleagues, we have arrived at the resilient Kharg Island. God willing, life is continuing and oil exports are proceeding without any problems, and we have not seen any specific issues here. Security is completely established on the island. The valiant employees of the oil industry are also busy carrying out their activities on this island. What I can confidently tell you is that our armed forces are committed and sworn that if any aggressor violates this Iranian island, they will certainly face the harshest response and will not return alive.
Meanwhile, Turkey, a NATO ally of the United States, said that the entire world is now paying the price for Israel's war, adding another layer of diplomatic pressure to the conflict.
Once again, our region is the epicenter. The unlawful strikes against Iran pushed the region to the brink of a wider war, triggered by relentless Israeli escalation. We reject any scenario that drags regional states into a devastating conflict. Iranian actions affecting Gulf nations carry precisely this risk. Let us be clear. This may be the Israelis' war of choice, but the entire world is paying the price. As the conflict prolongs, the geopolitical and economic complications multiply at an alarming rate. From day one, we warned against this dangerous trajectory. This is a war engineered for Netanyahu's political survival, yet its burden unfortunately falls upon the rest of the world. This is precisely why we continue to call for utmost restraint. This conflict carries the potential to deepen wounds and divide nations whose destinies are intertwined in our region. At the same time, we declared our strong opposition to Israel's expansionist policies, particularly its latest aggression against Lebanon. To operationalize these efforts, we continue our constant high-level dialogue. Our objective is to chart out actionable steps to end this conflict as soon as possible. However, as we pave the way for peace, we cannot allow Netanyahu's fundamentalist and maximalist posture to sabotage diplomatic solutions yet again. For too long, we have warned about this engineered chaos. The strategic objective here is to engineer a perpetual state of conflict designed to keep the nations of the region weak, divided, and vulnerable. This strategy of systemic destabilization must be stopped. We are confronted with a mindset that doesn't hesitate to target humanitarian workers, mediators, diplomats, and embassies. That impunity alone exposes how severe the structural erosion of the global order has truly become.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.